We've all seen it. A dirty, unkept person on the side of the road, or maybe just someone wandering to the next place to sit down. It's so common that sometimes we get desensitized and just stop seeing them altogether. Addiction and hard times don't discriminate against anyone. We all know a handful of people that have struggled of some kind of hardness, whether it be mental illness or addiction. I've personally seen the ins and outs of addiction with my mother. And though it wasn't easy, it put a face to so many people that you would see on the side of the road and you would casually just brush off. The purpose of my speech is to persuade you to take a second look at people that you would see on the side of the road, whether they be addicts or they're just homeless, and examine why we throw them to the wayside, and maybe give you some small ways that you could affect change. Today, I'm going to share some experiences I have personally had and some experiences of other people in an effort to help shape the way that you think and feel about the castaways of society. Now, I've always been drawn to unsavory people. As a kid, it got me in a lot of trouble because I would walk up to weird strangers wanting to cheer them up, and my mom would yell at me. But in high school, I read a book called Same Kind of Different as Me, and it's a story of an unlikely pairing of a filthy rich art dealer and a very cynical homeless black man. And you know, in the story, they fought through their perspectives of each other, and they finally saw each other as just humans rather than their past mistakes. And growing up, my mom struggled with a addiction, and it was fairly public, and it affected my life and my sister's lives, and our friends kind of viewed us differently. And their dirty little secrets were kept hidden, but ours were a headline. And it made me think of the people on the street that you would see, and all their past mistakes were out for everyone to see, that somewhere along the line they failed and they messed up, and that's what brought them to that place. And not many of us can really say that we've had that kind of experience where all the things that we've epically failed have been on display for complete strangers. And those people had a family, they had a life before whatever brought them to the place that they found themselves, where they're sitting on the side of the road. And, whether it be it by their own hand or just bad luck, regardless, they found themselves in that situation. For thousands of years, we as humans have cast out people that didn't really fit the mold of, what we thought society should be. Dating back all the way to the Bible, Mark chapter 5, verse 1 through 12, there was a crazy man in town, and so they sent him to live with the pigs. And, it's funny because they swept it under the rug then, and we still do it today. And my question is, what if the shoe were on the other foot? Would it be so gross and uncomfortable then? Or would you be begging for help and have your arms stretched out just like theirs? Just because it's foreign or it's different doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that you need to take some time and adjust. Now, I've been plagued with thoughts of how I could help and how I could really affect change, because when you're dealing with strangers, and they could be high or volatile, and whoever you're with at the time, and you feel the urge to go help someone, You don't want to put your life at risk because it would be defeating the purpose of the whole reason why you're helping them in the first place. One of the ways to help is to give financially, not to the individual, because you really don't know what they're going to use it on, and you want to keep them safe. But it's to give. You have to do some footwork, but to look up some organizations that help rehabilitate them, and actually, I don't know. There are a lot out there that really don't. That are just money hungry. So do your research and look at some rehabilitation centers. I read an article from the director of the National Institute of Drug Abuse, and their organization does a lot to champion the cause of addicts and homeless people, and both altogether. And the lack of proper health care and good rehabilitation centers are really to blame for this. They went into homeless deaths, and they're really actually on the rise. It's really bad. The fact of the matter is, we don't want to think that it's our problem. But if we were in the gutter, we would be asking for help, just like they were. Will it all, and the thing is, it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to invest in their lives, because as humans, we have to help each other. It's not a question for me. We need to, if someone is hurting, we have to find a way to help that person. I feel as if it is our responsibility, but not only our responsibility, it's our privilege. Because I know that I would want the same kind of treatment, and to be treated with respect, and to know that I am, respected just as a human. No, I may not have anything. I may not have anything to my name because of my own doing. But still, I think that we need to take a step back and reevaluate where we're coming from. So yes, it's the small things. I think that when we see people on the side of the road and we judge them, and or you may not even look at them. You may tell your kids to don't look at that dirty man. The next time you do that, reflect. Reflect inside of yourself and think, why? Why do we cast them out? Why am I doing this? And then go and give. Because we're all one misstep away from grace, and you don't know what your contribution, as small as it may be, will do for someone that's in need. It will reconnect them with loved ones. They may go on to build a Fortune 500 company. I don't know. But I think that at the end of the day, if I just give a little, then it's worth it.